David and Goliath battle on Wall Street is just getting more and more intense. And today, David is basically saying that Goliath is cheating. Because we're talking about the GameStop stock, as well as other companies like BlackBerry, AMC, companies that were failing. And, we told you that there's a group on Reddit, a group of investors that basically got together and poured a bunch of money into these stocks that were failing. And in doing so, they screwed over Goliath, and that would be the hedge fund managers.
Because what they're doing, the hedge fund managers are betting that the stock is going to go down, and David is making the stock go up, and then it screws up the hedge funds.
The little guys were making big money. You've heard about people who have suddenly become multimillionaires because they invested in this stuff. Well, now the Robinhood app, the trading app, has stopped trades for the people from these Reddit groups. Now, hedge fund managers
the small guys.
Yes, the big guys can still trade, but the small guys are getting screwed. That's what they say. In fact, there's already been a lawsuit filed over this. So
let's unpack all this.
Yeah, let's unpack it with someone who understands the market way more than we do. And you, of course, know him as the Wolf of Wall Street. The real life guy, Jordan Belfort, is joining us right now. Jordan, welcome to TMZ Live.
Hey, Jordan.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Hey, so I have to tell you before we start, as when Charles said somebody who understands it way more than we do, I saw you nodding. That's absolutely true. So I guess you didn't like the way we
you heard our explanation. You're like, Jesus, these guys are.
Well, there's Wall Street, then there's this. I understand this is such a deep, intimate level that it's almost hard to imagine, because this really represents what was going on at my firm like times 100, because now it's a global market, information travels more quickly, and I was constantly having battles with short sellers, same exact situation. So I know this well.
So basically, the Reddit group is doing what people saw your firm doing in the movie, and they feel like Wall Street is screwing them over now with Robinhood stopping these trades. Is that accurate? Do you feel like they are getting screwed?
No, I think it's more complicated than that. I understand why they feel they're getting screwed, but it's more complicated, a lot more complicated. Can I just say one piece of advice to everybody who's doing this on Reddit? Why not do the same thing with good stocks? Why find the stock and pump it up? You could do the same exact thing with there's so many great undervalued stocks. Why not do the same thing? You make more money even quicker by finding good stocks. Why find the crappy stock that's destined to eventually fall back down to earth? Why not find the stock that's really great, that's undervalued, no one's watching, and pump that one up? Just to start there. I mean, why pick the bad ones?
I want to challenge you on that, because
Sure.
At the turn of the century, around 1998, 1999, there were a lot of traditional people on Wall Street that were pumping up tech stocks way above where they should have been. So it's kind of like whose ox is getting gored, because they were propping up companies that weren't really turning profits so that they could make money. So what's the difference between that? I mean, I realize that the traditional people don't like what the small guys are doing here, but the small guys have figured out a way of playing the system and making money. What's the difference?
So, okay, let me explain. So, whether it was mass delusion or not, if you went back to the professional investors at the turn of the century in 1998, they had models of why they thought these stocks were worth more money. They were wrong, and it was delusional, but there were actual models, eyeballs. They had ways of putting value on these companies that turned out to be completely bogus, but there was some value to that. In terms of why these platforms are shutting down the Robinhooders, they have huge risks, these platforms. Massive risk, just so you know. Because what's going to happen, guys, is when the party's over, and it will be over soon enough, they're going to be the ones getting sued by all the ones that lost money. Because then people say, wait, you allowed these people to trade and manipulate stocks, because it's going to come out that there was manipulation and collusion, and these platforms, Robinhood, E-Trade, Ameritrade, are the ones that are going to be facing on the ass end of a zillion and one lawsuits, so they have huge liability.
My issue with this is I get the peril of all of this, but the bottom line here is, if you want to invest in a crappy stock, it's legal. You're allowed to do it. And hold on. And I want to say this, that The traditional people, it has been riddled with insider trading and all sorts of shenanigans, and they almost brought the country down, 10 years ago. So the idea that they're saying, oh, you're not playing fair now just because, somebody figured out how to game the system. They're gaming it legally. So, it's like, it seems like hypocritical.
Using the word legal is strong language there because it's like, but it's really more like two rights don't make a wrong, or maybe they do. But you're 100% right what you're saying, and it's been this massive fraud on the other side is also ironic them crying foul right now. But that being said, just remember this: if you really look at the securities laws closely and enforce them, you can easily find why this is illegal. What's going on? Because people are colluding. People saying don't sell, stay strong, let's work together. By saying let's work together, that's manipulation. Then people are not me. It's not going to come.
There's no insider trading because they don't have any inside information because the companies are crapping in their face.
Insider trading is only one securities law. There's 1,000 ones. Inside securities trading is one thing. Collusion is a different one. You found me they're different securities laws. Listen, again, I'm sympathetic. I love the small guys. I'm glad you all made a fortune. I hope you keep making money. Be careful because when it starts to drop, you're going to be catching a falling knife. Next time, try to find a better company. Do the same thing. You'll make even more money. That's my 2 cents. I'm glad they made money.
We love having you on the show just because you just are a driver, man.
and you break it down, man. I get it. I understand what you're saying, and it's risky business for these folks. But
hey, Jordan, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. Take care, guys.
We loved sparring with you.